Hello everybody and welcome, I am Bricker Boom, and today it's time to make a wish. Today we're gonna see if I can beat the game Pokemon FireRed with only Jirachi, and right off the bat, I'm gonna predict the answer to this is a resounding yes. Jirachi is an interesting typing, combining the hard-hitting Psychic type and the defensive bulky Steel typing, and just like Mew, it has a 100 in every stat, and also has a pretty decent variety of moves. For the rival today, we're going to go ahead and give him Charmander. By the end of the game, a Fire Blast will probably be able to wreck us, so that would make it the hardest for us to face. For now, though, we can go ahead and take out the rival in the lab and then head forward from there. For an ability, we have Serene Grace, so we'll definitely be looking into moves that have that secondary effects to try to take as much advantage of that as possible. We have a Brave Nature, increasing our physical attack, but decreasing our speed. So, with a lot of legendaries, they get the optional rival immediately experience, and with this one having the Steel typing, it's certainly no different. So right after we finish the Pokedex stuff, we'll go ahead, head to the optional rival, and see how things go. The rival first starts with Pidgey, and we open with Confusion as it uses Tackle for a little damage. Confusion is doing about a third of its health, and it does land a crit, which at this level is a lot more dangerous than I'd care to admit. But we end up taking it down a few turns later. We do get a level up off this, and just for safety, we set up Wish just to make sure an untimely crit doesn't take us out. From there, with the Charmander, we can freely attack without too much of a concern, and we take it down not too long afterwards. So, now that the rival's taken care of, it's time for us to go through the forest, though we don't fight too many trainers because honestly, we don't need to. In a more recent video, I was told that quite frankly my video was horrible. I was told my shots of the overworld weren't good, I didn't try to keep a low enough level, so what I'm doing for this run is attempting to make sure that everything is clean, concise, and that I do try to keep that low level. Do I think they were completely wrong? Not at all. Everyone is entitled to their opinions, and it's possible that other people have had similar issues and either just clicked off the video and never thought to brought it up. I always try to be a better creator, both out of enjoyment of content creation and because I want you guys to be able to enjoy it as well. So, in an effort to be better, we go ahead, head to the Brock fight, and see how things go. Brock first starts with Geodude, and we open with Confusion, taking it below half. It only sets up Defense Curl, as you do when you're a Rock type, and then we can go ahead and take it down. After that, it's out to Onyx, and we take it to not quite half. It does hit us with a weak tackle, and then just miss its next attack. So, we can go ahead and take it to Red, then knock it out for a pretty clean first try victory. Honestly, I don't think we're going to have too many problems until we get to Blaine, since he's the only one that has ability to hit us with super effective damage. We do have some travel ahead of us, and we don't take on every trainer, just a couple here and there. Misty does resist our attacks, but given the fact that we do have Serene Grace, we might still be able to get past that gym battle easily enough. At this time, though, I would like to remind you to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We haven't had the best luck with our videos consistently hitting that algorithm properly, so any support would mean the world to me. And never forget, the Dome Fossil is the only fossil that actually matters. Alright, now that that's out of the way, we head into Cerulean, where we surprisingly can't learn Mega Punch. You have Wooper, who has no punchies to begin with, but can learn Ice Punch. But we have arms, and we can't. Let's try the rival first, now that he has access to Ember. The rival first starts with Pidgeotto, and we open with Confusion, taking it to not quite half as it uses Sand Attack. We get hit with Quick Attack, and then we take it to Red before opting for a Swift to finish it off. As Charmander comes out, we miss, and it uses Ember for pretty solid damage. We use Confusion, taking it to half, and it uses Growl. We set up Wish for safety, which is probably good, because the next Ember is not only a crit, but also burns us, and since we do outspeed, we can take it down, and we get the heal off from it. That means Rattata is out next, and we use one more Wish to ensure the passive damage doesn't take us out. Confusion takes out the Rattata, and Abra can't do anything, so even though we had to be a little bit more strategic with things, we do manage to pull off a first try victory. With the rival out of the way, we can go ahead and make our way through the next little bit of mandatory trainers. It's possible we'll be able to beat Misty at this level, but I want to make sure we have that extra bulk if we aren't able to manage that from the get-go. The biggest reason that I wanted to was also so we could get access to Psychic, which is a lot more powerful than Confusion, especially if we're going to have to use Psychic moves to take down Starmie, since I don't think our regular attack is going to be able to do just enough, but who knows, we'll see. Misty first starts with Staryu, and we fire off a Psychic to take it down in one clean shot. After that, it's out to Starmie, and Water Pulse does a decent little bit, and Psychic is doing about a fourth. Water Pulse takes us to almost half, and we continue with Psychic. We get taken to 33 HP and take it to just a sliver. Knowing Misty will heal up, we use Wish to get back some HP. Water Pulse takes us to 16 HP, and we start on Psychic one more time. This does keep us locked in a back and forth for a few more turns, but we do manage to take down the Starmie, though one errant crit or Confusion would have probably made this end a lot quicker. But that means the Misty's out of the way, and now we can go ahead and head to the ship. We have a few trainers that we're going to have to clear out because we want to make sure to grab the items that we want, but then after that we can go ahead and fight the rival, who is getting more dangerous with every encounter. The rival starts with Pidgeotto, and we open with Psychic, taking it down. Then Charmeleon is out, and Psychic takes it down as well. Okay, maybe this particular rival fight and probably the tower one aren't too dangerous. I actually write these scripts as I go along, so I'm not even 100% sure how it'll end. Anyway, Raticate comes out, and we continue with our Psychic Onslaught, taking it down. And then finally, you have Kadabra, and Swift takes it out to win us an easy enough battle. Let's head over to Surge after we perform Surge and Simulator on the Captain for a few moments. Voltorb is up first, and we open with Psychic, taking it down in one shot. Then, it's out to Pikachu, who is likely always also going to be a one-shot. Then it's out to Raichu, who goes to Yellow, only sets up Double Team, but since we connect with our next attack, we can actually take it down for a quick victory. Alright, now that we're through the darkest part of the game, how many of you used Flash when you played this, or when you were in the Dark Cave, did you just fumble around until you found your way? I remember the first time I played it, I fumbled around once, and then relied on Flash every other time. From here, though, the game does begin to open up for us, at least in regards to options of who we can fight and win. However, there isn't much of a move upgrade that we'll need for a while. We may grab Thunderbolt when we go to the League, just to make Lorelei and Lance a little bit more manageable. The next couple of gyms, though, we'll be able to Psychic our way to victory, though Sabrina maybe will need Return for that strong physical attack option, but for right now, I'm not going to take it unless I absolutely need it. Swift is just, honestly, yeah, it's kind of weak, but given the fact that a lot of the trainers here like to use things like Smoke Screen and Sand Attack, I don't want to give that up until I absolutely have to. So what we're going to go ahead and do, even though we don't have the option for a TM upgrade, we're going to go ahead and clear out stuff that we do need, like grabbing the coin case, getting the tea, and then from there, we'll go ahead and go to Erica, though I have a feeling, given the fact that her poison moves can't touch us, we probably won't have too much of a problem. Did you guess it would be a one-shot sweep? We're about 10 levels over, given the fact that we had a lot of mandatory trainers along the way, so I'm not too surprised by this, and also just given the fact that we have that type advantage. Now, I will say, I've never had a chance to actually use Jirachi in the past, and getting to use it now is pretty cool. More often than not, when I use Steel type, they're just big, bulky monsters, but in this case, a speedy attacker with the best defensive typing in the game, it's really cool. For now though, let's go ahead and go stomp out some crime. Giovanni first sends out Onyx, and we open with Water Pulse, taking it down. Then he sends out Kangaskhan, and we take it to around half, but it only sets up Tail Whip before going down. Rhyhorn is next, so we use another Water Pulse, taking it down and winning the first battle with him. If they survive a Water Pulse and Earthquake us later, they could definitely be an issue. But now, we're essentially done in Celadon, so we go ahead and grab our fly Pokemon, and then we head back to the tower. At this level, the tower fight can kind of be a little bit trivial. That's why if I play a Nuzlocke, I'll typically go to the tower first, just to kind of hit things in the right order. But we'll see what happens now that he has a few upgrades to his team. Pidgeotto is first and uses Quick Attack, and then we take it down. After that, Charmeleon is out, and Water Pulse gives us a clean one-shot. Gyarados only goes to red, but it also only uses Flail, so we take it out with an overkill of a critical hit. Then you have Execute, and we use Swift to take it to not quite half. Confusion does... Did it do damage? We take it down next turn, then it's out to Kadabra, who we hit with Swift, taking it down and winning us the battle. Alright, as usual, after getting past this particular point in the game, we can go ahead and talk about how Jirachi is doing in this particular challenge. Overall, I really like it if I'm being honest. The added steel typing gives it a layer of bulk that I pointed out in my daily short way back when, but I definitely do have a brand new type of respect for it. Through the back half of the game, like I said, I think Blaine will be an issue, and Giovanni can be if he fires off an Earthquake, but I think that'll be about it. Overall, though, I really like this Pokemon. It's not my favorite design by a long shot, but it's also hard to deny how good that it actually is. As we quite literally roll into Fuchsia and get past the Savari Zone, we'll go ahead and challenge Koga. Given the fact that he has poison moves, I have a good feeling about this. Koga first starts off with Coughing, and we open with Psychic, taking it down to one shot. Next out is Muck, and Psychic takes it to yellow, and it only uses Acid Armor before going down. After that, it's another Coughing, and it goes down, and then finally it's Wheezing, and we take it down to win, as I suspected, an easier battle for us. But if you're tired of easier battles, we're heading into one of the harder rival fights as we go into Silphco. The Charizard at this level spamming Flamethrower is honestly kind of a menace, so we'll see how this goes. If it goes horribly, and it goes horribly for more than a few turns, we do have plenty of trainers and vitamins that we can nab before we try again. Pidgeot's first, and we use Psychic, taking it to yellow as a wing attack glances off of us before we take it down. After that, it's Charizard, and we use Water Pulse, taking it to not quite half, but confusing it. And it smacks itself. And then the next turn, another Water Pulse takes it down. Okay. Gyarados is next, so we swap to Psychic, taking it to about half as Bite connects and it goes down. The Scrambled Eggs are next, and they go to half with Psychic and miss their Stun Spore and go down with one more Psychic. Finally, it's out to Alakazam, and we take it to half as it uses Calm Mind, and we do another Swift to take it to a Sliver. It uses Recover, we take it back to that Sliver, it uses Reflect, and then it goes down. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be, though without that confusion luck, I don't know how it would have gone. Normally, I end up having to try this battle about a dozen times before that luck happens, but I guess for now, let's just go ahead and go to Giovanni and count our blessings. I'm pretty sure, though, I did use up all of my good RNG luck in that one fight. Giovanni starts with Nidorino, and we use Psychic, taking it down. After that, he sends out Nidoqueen, and it goes to yellow, hitting us with a Body Slam before going down. Kangaskhan is next, so we use Psychic, taking it to half as Mega Punch does a little bit of damage before it goes down. Then, finally, you have Rhyhorn, and it's a one-shot with Water Pulse, clearing out the tower for us pretty quickly. We have one more battle to take care of before we go to what I believe is going to be the career ender for this particular Pokemon, Sabrina. Sabrina first sends out Kadabra, and we open with Swift, taking it down. After that, it's Venomoth, and I really should have used Psychic because we don't even do half, and it confuses us. We do smack ourselves, and Leech Life does a whopping 6 HP. Next turn, we use Psychic, taking it down. Mr. Mime is our next Mon, and it is a little bit bulkier than the rest, though we do take it to yellow with Swift as it sets up Barrier. Sabrina heals up, and we snap out of confusion, doing considerably less than before. Another Swift takes it to yellow, and Psybeam only does a little to us before it goes down. And then finally, you have Alakazam, and we get hit with Psychic for not a lot of damage. Swift takes it to yellow, and it only sets up Future Sight before going down to win the battle. Alright, we have a little bit more travel ahead, and as I write this, I'm actually waiting at a tire shop right now. I brought my laptop and my external hard drive with me. Every tire on my wife's car was bald, and $900 later, and an hour and a half counting, we're still waiting. It ended up being about 2 hours. After that, I'm going to go ahead and go to Red Robin for her birthday dinner, which actually leads me to my next question. What franchise, or local place if you're comfortable sharing, do you like to go for food? We have this amazing pho place that we really love, but if you give us a franchise that we have near us, I'd love to try it, especially if it's cheap. Sometimes cheap food hits so much better. Without any further waiting, though, let's go ahead, see how things go against Blaine, because I have a feeling that's probably the battle that you're going to want to see the most. Blaine starts off with Growlithe, and we open with Water Pulse, taking it to a Sliver as Fire Blast hits hard. Blaine heals as we use Water Pulse, taking it to red, and then it takes us to red. We do take it down, and then Ponyta is next, and we one-shot it with Psychic. Rapidash is out, we take it to yellow as Fire Blast connects to take us to red. After that, we can take it down. After that, only Arcanine is left, and we use Psychic, taking it to almost half, and then a Bite takes us down. We do try this a few different times. We also try to plan our wish just a little bit better. Ultimately, though, unless Blaine misses his fire attacks twice, we just aren't able to win at this level. So what we'll do is we'll fight through the trainers in the gym really quick to try to get a level or two, and then we'll see if that gets us out of the damage range that we're currently in, and then see how that attempt goes. With that out of the way, we open with Psychic against Growlithe, taking it down. Ponyta's next, and we take it down with Psychic as well. When Rapidash is out, we use Psychic, taking it to around half, and it takes us to half. With Arcanine, we hit it with Psychic, lowering its special, and it misses Fire Blast, all in the same turn, finally allowing us to take down this behemoth. About 12 attempts in, where we somehow got burnt on about 7 of them, but hey, we are going to take it because now we only have one more gym badge to go. Giovanni starts with Rhyhorn, and we open with Water Pulse, taking it down. The Queen is out, and Psychic is a one-shot. The King is next, who is also a one-shot. His next Rhyhorn comes out to play, and it's also a one-shot. And then finally you have Dugtrio, who, say it with me, is a one-shot, winning us the final badge. Had any of his mons outsped and used Earthquake, I'm pretty sure we would have been one-shotted pretty quickly. Alright, so we have one more fight before the Elite Four to go, and then after we finish that fight, we'll Theory Craft for the Elite Four. The rival starts with Pidgeot, and we use Psychic, taking it below half as Wing Attack does a little, then we take it down. After that, Charizard comes out and flamethrowers us down to 34 HP as we Water Pulse it, hoping for that Confusion luck. Sadly, no Confusion procs, and we go down the very next turn to another Flamethrower. This does take about a dozen attempts, and we're able to get to the Charizard with zero problems. What we do is we equip the Quick Claw to make sure, or at least attempt, to hopefully sometimes maybe outspeed this thing. We get smacked with Flamethrower, and we hit it with Water Pulse, confusing it. It smacks itself into red, and then we get the Quick Claw activate that lets us Water Pulse it to take it down. We do pass on Doom Desire, because as anime as the move sounds, it takes a turn to charge, and then the Gyarados comes out. We set up Wish as it misses Hydro Pump, then swap to Psychic, taking it to half as it misses Hydro Pump again, letting us heal up. We Psychic it to a Sliver as the Gyarados sets up Rain Dance before going down. Rhyhorn comes out, and with our beefed up Water Attack, Water Pulse can take it down, though I'm not sure if it needed that boost. The Scrambled Eggs come out, and we use Psychic, taking it below half as it paralyzes us with Stun Spore, then we can take it down. Last but not least is Alakazam, and we swap over to Swift as he uses Calm Mind. We hit it with Swift, then it disables Swift. I said Swift way too many times. We do have to swap between Psychic and Water Pulse as Alakazam just works on whittling us all the way down to 34 HP before it just randomly decides to throw the match, setting up Future Sight and then just spamming Disable before going down. I know earlier in Silphco I had said that I used up all my RNG luck there. Pretty sure I just used it up here. We'll see what happens. Now that we're on the way to the Elite Four, we can go ahead and talk about the different members at least a little bit here. You've got Lorelei, and we can learn Thunderbolt to make sure that we're fine enough so we can, do super effective damage to her team. Bruno can actually do pretty solid neutral damage, especially if Cross Chop connects, but we should be able to one-shot a good majority of his team, I think. Then you have Agatha, who can be a bit of a pain, especially since she can hit us with that Hypnosis Nightmare Curse combo. Lance is going to be a problem 99% of the time unless we have an Ice-type move, and given the fact that we probably won't do a lot of damage to the Dragonite, and then the Champion, that's going to be a problem if we even get hit with Fire Blast, so we'll take a look and see how things go. Also, I'm going to apologize in advance. There were a couple battles of this that were a little bit longer than what I normally will have, because again, I'm trying to do this at a lower level, so it required me to be very strategic with things. So sorry if it got a little bit wordy. Lorelei starts with Dugong, and we open with Thunderbolt, taking it to almost half. Surf does a good bit of damage, and we swap over to Psychic, taking it to red as another Surf connects. Knowing Lorelei will heal, we use Wish to get that HP back, then swap back to Thunderbolt, taking it to around half. Surf and a Wish coming true brings us to decent health as we use Thunderbolt again, and then we can take it to a Sliver. After taking it down, that means Cloister is out, and we start with Wish since it's a lot weaker than the rest of our team, so we could just go ahead and KO with Thunderbolt afterwards. Slowbro is next, so we heal up, hitting it with Thunderbolt, taking it to what I think is right about exactly half, paralyzing it, and getting a payoff for that immediately, and then we can take it down. After that, Lapras is out, and we do about a fourth of its health as it hits us with Surf. We do take it to yellow, paralyzing it, and once again getting an immediate payoff. The berry heals it up, and that means it doesn't heal until we leave it with just a sliver. It uses Confuse Ray, Lorelei heals, and we hit Wish to make sure we don't go down. After the heal up, we do spend a good chunk of time just slugging back and forth before we manage to take it down. Just gotta get through Jinx. We use Wish, get hit with a move, then Water Pulse and confusing Jinx as it smacks itself. Thankfully, out of all of her Pokemon, this was the second easiest since it also ends up missing its Lovely Kiss, so we're able to take it down without too much of a problem. Alright Bruno, let's see how long it takes to beat you. Onix is first, and we use Water Pulse, taking it down in a single shot. The next Onix comes out, and then we could just go ahead and repeat the process with it. Hitmonchan comes out, and we use Psychic to take it to red, and it misses Rock Tomb. Bruno heals up, and we take it right back to red before knocking it out. Hitmonlee comes out, and we take it to red as Brick Break does solid damage before Bruno heals up, but then 2 turns later, it goes down. The Machamp is out, we use Psychic, taking it to yellow as it uses Scary Face before the berry heals it. It misses Cross Chop, and that basically lets us take it down to win this battle. On to Agatha. Gengar is up first, and Psychic takes it down in one shot. Golbat is her next Pokemon, and we use Thunderbolt, taking it to yellow as we get Confuse Raid, then we just take it down. Her Haunter comes out, and we snap out of Confusion, taking it down with Psychic. Her next Gengar is out, and we get a crit that I'm not 100% sure was needed, but we do take it down. Arbok comes out, and we take it to red with Psychic as Iron Tail misses. Agatha does heal, but we use Water Pulse, then we can go ahead, take it down with another Psychic to win the battle. Lance time. Lance first starts with Gyarados, and it's 4 times weak to Thunderbolt, so we're go ahead and take it take it to a Sliver, but we get the full para, a heal up, then repeat the process before taking it down. Dragonair comes out, and we Psychic it to about half, lowering its special as it uses Thunder Wave, Outrage, then goes down. The next Dragonair is out, and we take it to around half as Outrage is doing some damage. Then Dragonite comes out, and Outrage from it is doing a bit more than we want, so we cast Wish, stay paralyzed, then heal up. Thunderbolt isn't doing a lot, let's be honest, and we do another Wish for safety as it smacks itself in Confusion, then just uses Safeguard. Psychic takes it to yellow, when we're up to full health as its berry activates. It smacks itself, and we take it to low yellow, then take it to a Sliver as it locks itself into Outrage, allowing us to take it down so Lance can't heal. Finally, you have Aerodactyl, and Ancient Power isn't doing much since it doesn't get that Omni boost, so we're able to take it down with a few Thunderbolts, finally winning the battle. On to the rival fight. Pidgeotto's first, and it uses Feather Dance as we use Thunderbolt, taking it to around half and paralyzing it. That lets us outspeed it next turn and take it down. Rhydon comes out, and we use Water Pulse, taking it to red as it uses Scary Face. There is the heal up, and we take it back to red, confusing it, and it actually does us a favor and knocks itself out. Charizard comes out and hits us with a Fire Blast, and that's an immediate one-shot. So we try this level quite a few times, and we actually run into a problem that I was not expecting. The Rhydon surviving and not being confused and not knocking itself out. It has Earthquake, kind of forgot about that, and every single time that it lands an Earthquake, it's able to one-shot us because it has a massive attack stat. So, we actually end up having to do a few levels just to make sure that we don't leave the Rhydon with a Sliver. Otherwise, we're going to be relying on luck just to be able to get past that. And yeah, luck strats are fine, but I'd rather be able to confidently win the battle. That's just me. Maybe you have a different opinion. I'm not sure. At level 60 with Pidgeot, it goes to yellow as it hits us with Feather Dance, and then we can take it out. After that, we swap over to Water Pulse when Rhydon comes out, and now we can take it down in one shot. Charizard comes out, and we use Thunderbolt, taking it to not quite half as it misses Fire Blast. Then it misses again, and we get a high roll on the damage, taking it down. Gyarados is next, and we continue with Thunderbolt, taking it to red as it also misses. The rival heals up, and we take it back to red a few times before finally taking it out as well. Alakazam comes out and sets up Reflect as we use Psychic, doing not as much as I'd like. This is a long slugfest, especially because the rival ends up healing. This takes a full few minutes to where I kind of begin to see seasons outside beginning to change, which is fine by me because I hate summer. As Executor comes out, we regain some health and we use Psychic to do some decent damage. Egg Bomb is doing decent-ish damage thanks to a crit, and when we wake up, we use Wish. From there, a few Psychics take it down, thankfully due to a crit, taking it down to win the battle and the run. Alright, well I hope that everybody enjoyed this particular run. Like I said, I did try to make it a little bit harder on myself after that comment. I don't take comments to heart because I've been doing this for a while, but again, if it's something that maybe other people feel, who knows. Either way though, I enjoy getting to use these legendaries because I didn't get to use many of them when I was a kid, and this one is interesting. I know some of the battles were a little bit longer. If I'd used more physical attacks, then it possibly could have been shorter due to our nature, but when you have Pokemon that use Intimidate, and then there's others that have Feather Dance coming at you, honestly it doesn't make sense because then your physical is lower than your special. For next week, I'm not 100% sure what I'll be doing yet, but if you join the Discord, I'll tell you as soon as I know. For now, though, I gotta record this, write a few more shorts, probably head to the bed for the evening. I don't know. My cat right now is scratching at the door trying to get out, so I'm gonna keep this short and sweet as always. If you like the video, even if you didn't like the video, hit the like and subscribe button because it really does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out. I'm gonna go let Bean out now.